You can command yourself. I do not want to think like that. For example, bad about a fellow man, or I do not want to think about this topic now. For example, about a distressing problem. Just as you say to another person, "Leave me alone, I don't want to talk about this now," so your soul can force your transient personality not to pursue a certain thought. You have to scare away bad thoughts like a flock of black ravens. Drive out small thoughts. They are stifling to us. Pure thoughts carry one as wings. Dark thoughts screen the horizon like flocks of black ravens. The spirit must realize this. The spirit must pronounce condemnation of its dark thoughts. Only a pure, striving thought will bring success. You need not let unwanted thoughts or moods arise in the first place. You can nip them in the bud or chase them away immediately. It is more difficult to arrest a thought than to generate it. A great deal of suspicion, a great deal of envy, a great deal of revenge can be stopped through liberation from intrusive thoughts. The main thing is to destroy the germs of base thoughts, which are more infectious than any disease. Some people are so stubborn that they are outright obsessed with certain thoughts or feelings, for example, of sadness or revenge. They got stuck in them and cannot get rid of them, so they torture themselves. They have made themselves slaves to their own evil thoughts. A yogi knows how much his every thought has power over him. Usually, people are enslaved by their thoughts. You can end this unworthy slavery only by consciously freeing yourself from these possessors and chasing them away with all your might. This relates both to your own thoughts as well as to those that are sent, inspired, or imposed from outside. Much harm results from these fleas of thought, which unexpectedly jump at and bite people. It is not easy to free oneself from thoughts flying in from without, and it is difficult to cast off sad and burdensome reflections. Nothing so impedes advancement as grievous, immobile thoughts. Most often such heavy thoughts are sent from without, and many eyes watch with malice, awaiting the suppression of energy. Learn to expel this obvious burden immediately. Thus, let us be doubly vigilant in mastering thought. Always maintain a solemn state of mind. Move and think slowly, calmly, prudently, and with full awareness of your dignity. As if you were strolling in white robes in a sacred grove. Solemnity must be cultivated. The ability to direct one's feeling upward will bestow solemnity and a fiery current. In this way, you reliably ward off unwanted thoughts. The co-workers need to preserve a sense of solemnity, for this feeling will not permit petty irritations and decay. Solemnity is indeed a cleanser for body and spirit. It must be realized what purification is vouchsafed at being filled with health-giving solemnity. Wrong thoughts usually arise from ignorance. You lay the foundation for positive and right thinking by expanding your consciousness and increasing your knowledge. You must know the fundamental laws of existence, of the beautiful and just cosmic order, such as karma and rebirth, evolution and hierarchy, immortality of the soul and uninterrupted continuation of life, the meaning of life, the meaning of suffering, and the benefits of obstacles. Let us look at some examples. I am afraid of death is wrong thinking. Correct is. I am looking forward to my death. For this, you must know that your true being is immortal, that it lives on in a wonderful higher world, and will one day return to earth in a young, beautiful body. I am hungry. This is how your transient being thinks. Your eternal individuality thinks, my tool, the brother donkey, announces the need for fuel. I decide if, when, what, and how much it gets. The ignorant thinks, I am wounded. The immortal thinks, I am invulnerable. My vehicle, which in any case becomes more and more useless as I grow older, seems to have been damaged once more. I am no more affected by that than a rider is by injury to his donkey. Wrong thinking is, I hate you or I despise you. Better is, I love you, even though you are my enemy because I perceive the hidden beauty of your soul. The impatient thinks, but now I really can't wait any longer. Correct, however, is, as an immortal being, I have unlimited time at my disposal. For a soul living eternally, composure is the only appropriate state of mind. The wrong attitude is, I feel violated, and so I am suffering. On the basis of the cosmic order, you think, I am inviolable, and as a being of spirit from a higher world, unaffected by all the suffering that is simply inevitable on the material plane. The very feeling of violation is the best proof that the bitter experience is still necessary for you to perfect yourself, to progress on the spiritual path, and to attain inviolability. Most suffering is caused by our fellow men. There are countless examples. Why are people to whom we have given so much, or children whom we have brought up and supported with so much love, efforts, and sacrifice, so ungrateful? Why do they treat us so badly? The proper way of thinking is, look lovingly at these tormentors as your little, slightly retarded brothers and sisters who do not know what they are doing. Keep your distance from them. However, do not harbor hatred or resentment, but forgive them. In the broadcasting exercise Invulnerability, you find many more examples of how injuries, humiliations, failures, and more can be overcome by right thinking. In irritation, you think, I am annoyed by an obstacle or a difficulty. As opposed to that, your higher self thinks, I love obstacles, because they give me opportunities for ascent and allow me to grow greater. A weak spirit fears trials, but a strong one rejoices in them, because now it can prove its progress and show what it has learned. For proper thinking based upon the cosmic order, it is of great importance to know the law of karma. How do you mean that? Well, if you know this law, you think quite differently from the old man. For example, if you are deceived, think, your deception is really useful to me. If someone steals from you, think, I guess the time has come for me to receive something new, but actually it would be better for you not to touch my things. From the point of view of karma, it is better to pay than to receive. It is better to be the pursued than the pursuer. If you are sold into slavery, think like Plato. Thanks. Evidently I can pay back some old debts. It is not the circumstances that create your karma, but the thoughts they trigger within you. How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours. There are also events you have nothing to do with. Think of the fate of Job, who became the victim of a sort of bet between God and the devil. Or moods triggered by heavy cosmic currents. In this case, a prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi will bring you to the right thinking. Lord, give me the strength to change the things I can change, the serenity to endure the things I cannot change, and the wisdom to distinguish between the two. In many cases, for example, if you have a tendency to irritation or depression, you have to research the causes of such negative thoughts in order to get rid of them. Mostly, the reason is egotism or unkindness. Of course, at the moment of the mood, you have no opportunity to investigate the causes. However, when calmness returns, you can think about this weakness. Prepare yourself for the next attack, which will inevitably come, and supply yourself with thoughts to the contrary.